It's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mug shots.
Right.
It's them young ones that come.
Yeah.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. Right. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe will no longer be associated with PN, the network announced to NBC. The action. This was, of course, after Hall of Fame tight end Sharpe consented to a settlement in a case involving allegations of sexual assault and assault.
For that, but I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
Shannon Sharpe isn't being kind to Katt Williams, who has been hard on him since ESPN fired him. Feline is basically saying that after getting all that awful advice, Shannon fell for the oldest trick in the book, making it hard to feel sorry for him. Shannon's connection was severed by ESPN, in case you missed it. After Shannon and Gabriella Zuniga, a model for OnlyFans, secured a $50 million settlement, the decision was also made right away. Katt tried to warn Shannon about this same issue, which is ridiculous. On Club Shay Shay, Katt sat across from Shannon and told him straight out that if he messed with white women, he could get arrested.
White women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
After that, Monique said the same thing and provided Shannon some insightful dating advice.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
You tried to say that. What you tried to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Shannon, however, decided to ignore all of the warning signs and suggestions. Then look where he is now. Disgraced, jobless, and fumbling. Instead of playing it smart, he gave this model a lot of money, was wasted by the media, and, to top it all off, ESPN fired him. And let's be honest, any reputable network would undoubtedly think twice about employing a man whose most prominent news story is currently a South African litigation settlement. Katt Williams claims that "I told you so." He doesn't feel sorry for Shannon because Ank had it all and blew it all by being foolish, according to Shannon's close friends. Additionally, one informant claims that Katt wasn't just warning Shannon about white women. Katt was aware of Shannon's play with this young OnlyFans model long before the lawsuit was dropped. Even from a distance, he could see the whole layout. Although Shannon appeared to be talking about the Jonathan Major issue, Katt was actually addressing him directly.
Didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter, so I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Major, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And
hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty, 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 guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
And it just goes to show Katt is funny again, but he has never spoken a lie. However, Shannon refused to focus. Shannon agreed to pay the OnlyFans model millions of dollars in the hopes that the settlement would help him keep his job and stop the whole thing, which is another ridiculous thing. But ESPN canceled, and he was still allowed to leave. Furthermore, that OnlyFans model quit the show just 4 hours after the news of the settlement was made public. Gabriella shared the news on Instagram, writing, "Today, I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Your incredible assistance over the past few years is much appreciated. The life this community has provided me with is above my wildest expectations. Along with maintaining my social media presence, I'm working on several new projects that I can't wait to present. Sincerely, I am eagerly awaiting this next stage. Shannon did really retire this individual, you guys. She claimed to have inherited a generational fortune from an odd man in his 50s who was involved in racing. In this case, you cannot make it up. This explains why no one is allowing Shannon any wiggle room. Additionally, this woman played him. The same dad also declared that he would not allow his daughter's wedding costs to surpass $30,000. Shannon's comments also drew strong criticism from fans, especially after it was discovered in leaked text that he admitted to receiving $25,000 for each cheat from the OnlyFans model. According to someone on X, it was essential to expose Shannon's tremendous hypocrisy. He no longer showed the slightest regard for other people. In order to provide his own daughter $30,000 for her wedding, he is now willing to pay millions of dollars to an ex-employee. Shannon Sharpe has committed many wrongdoings, but I really side-eyed the country bumpkin after learning that he was economical with his daughter's wedding. Another individual stated, "You paid extra for that young white girl who thought you were a lick. How ignorant was that?" Just to make matters worse, a few days after Shannon agreed to pay Gabriella millions and resolve the lawsuit, ESPN officially cut off all ties with him. The problem is that ESPN didn't even want to make an official statement. When People magazine reached out to ESPN for comment, they declined to comment on Shannon. Shannon weighed in on the response on the July 30th episode of the Nightcap podcast. Although he said he was fine with the network's decision, he advised ESPN to hold off on announcing his dismissal until after his older brother, Sterling Sharpe, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He informed his listeners. Shannon felt obligated to apologize to his brother because he understood that his lawsuit and ESPN's decision to fire him would overshadow Sterling's occasion. It was clear, though, that Disney and ESPN did not feel sorry for Shannon and ignored his request.
It started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, "Bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on." And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me that I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
Furthermore, what's even stranger about this situation? Shannon was about to agree to a massive $100 million deal before the action was dismissed. Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies were all negotiating a podcast deal that would include all of his Shay Shay media shows. Shannon was actually expected to sign a contract worth over $100 million, according to Front Office Sports on April 18th. 3 days before Gabriella dropped her complaint. Not only is the contract no longer on the table, but Shannon lost his job at ESPN and his chances of working elsewhere under the Disney umbrella, which includes ESPN, ABC, Hulu, and pretty much every major network you can think of. After a public stain of that nature, especially one this messy, it's almost impossible to reintegrate into those circles. And all those plans to make Shannon a podcast tycoon were dashed the moment he decided to play around with a 19-year-old white female. This takes us back to Katt Williams' comment. Because Shannon wasted everything by making bad choices while he had all the power and chances, no one feels sorry for him. Please let me know what you think of all of this though. Was it all Shannon's fault he died? Is it right that ESPN cut off his relationship with him so abruptly? Do you think Shannon should agree to pay that OnlyFans model millions of dollars to settle the lawsuit? Meanwhile, he's planning his own daughter's budget. In the upcoming video, I'll see you in the space provided for comments below. Kindly express your thoughts.